welcome back to another episode of You Haven't Seen That Podcast, or YHSD for short. I'm Isaac.
I'm Alva.
And this is a show where we cover movies on that growing list of films that has people asking us the question, you haven't seen that? Intermission edition. We will still continue to go do the breakdowns, but there's a few movies that popped up that were worth talking about and worth kind of breaking our old form / new form. But before we get to that, we do have three-peat Rachel Moreno, and for its fourth time on here, Rudy Moreno of No Relations. Hi, guys.
Yo, yo, yo.
Has it been 4 times?
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure.
You did Fight Club and then...
Yeah.
Fight Club and then yeah?
No, Fight Club, Deadpool, Wolverine. We did Alien and Beetlejuice. One of those was mixed together. Yeah. Couple of intermissions. But you were our first guest breakdown.
And yeah.
I'm like, shit, it feels like it's only been like...
We put you through 3 hours
like
of
once
nonsense.
or twice. Oh, I actually like that first one.
I know. I felt so bad though, but still. But thank you for doing that. And thank you for joining us again. We're covering 2 movies. Alva, tell people what we're going to talk about today.
The Electric State and Snow White.
I can't wait to get to that. But before we do that, if anyone is listening into the future, we're not doing the lives as of right now. We will maybe get around to it. We'll see. But in the meantime, you can follow us on social media at
YHST Pod on Instagram and TikTok.
And if you want to support the show, you can do that on Venmo at
YHST Pod.
At YHST Pod everywhere. Easy to find.
Give me your money.
So I want to take a few beats to get to know you guys a little more, because when I went back and listened to the beginning of those things, I had yet to kind of get all of the questions that I now ask people, like when I get to know them. But two just easy questions, and it was such a fucking matzo ball that was right in front of me that I never asked. What are some movies that pop to the top of your head that have people asking you guys a question? You haven't seen that?
Shit, if I knew there was going to be like homework, I would have done homework.
I know. I was like...
Fucking literally everything. I haven't seen a lot.
Okay.
Rachel's list is massive.
Rudy tries to quote things to me all the time, and I'm like, I don't get it.
No, I get that. Yeah.
It was just that thing. I was like, oh, okay. And remember in the previous conversations, you're not much of a movie person. But Rudy, what is at the top of your list? Something just jumps out immediately where you maybe feel shame or whatever that you know.
Godfather. I've never seen any of the Godfather movies.
That's a fair one. Yeah. Again, I joke on the whole shame thing.
I've never seen
I
it.
This
will
is why
shame you for that.
No, but it's why our show exists, so we can then, break it down. It might be another 3-hour long session. We break that thing down. I don't know.
I'm tired of these thesis level movies, man.
That's a great one too, because it was a couple of years ago that we've seen The Godfather. Oh yeah, it's great. And then as far as you guys as a couple, in that Venn diagram of movie interests, what intersects where you know that you guys can sit down together and be like, we'll both enjoy this?
With Rachel, it's mostly comedies, like low grade comedy movies, like Adam Sandler. Like I'll sit there and I'm not saying that you like bad stuff, but I'm
He
saying
tells
like
me I dress like Adam Sandler.
but like the
Oh, that's the best, though. I mean,
the level of humor that
away.
Adam Sandler is consistent with both of our lives, and we're like, oh, it's like, you just showed me a movie him and Drew Barrymore did. Which one was it?
Blended.
I had
What's
never
that?
seen that movie.
what's that one?
Rom-com.
Where's it on?
Drew Barrymore.
It was one of his Netflix movies, wasn't
Yeah, I
it?
think it was Netflix.
They did another. Oh, no, I'm thinking of him and Jen Aniston.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
one's
feel
like the murder
he has a couple
mystery.
with her,
Yeah.
and then a couple with Drew as well. A few with Drew.
But like I'm sitting there and like she had put it on and I'm like kind of like glancing at it. And then I started watching and I'm laughing and I'm chuckling and she's like, "You've never seen this?" I'm like, "No, like where have I been?"
Great phrase. Put it on a
When
t-shirt.
you do that thing that all husbands do, they're like, "Wait, what's going on? What are you watching?" Ew, I don't want to watch it. And then somehow, like little by little, he's just like, "I'm gonna sit
Sucked
down
in.
here. So what happens next? Why are we mad at this character?"
Like I'm sitting in her arms, like she's cradling me and we're just while watching
Dumb. No way.
my head on her shoulder.
Actually,
I would say rom-coms and Disney. A lot of the Disney stuff, we're both like, yep, gotta see this.
And I find myself surprisingly watching more Disney than I.
so speaking of which, I actually forgot to write this question down, but Alva reminded me. Thank you for passing that note. Favorite Disney movie on the top of your head?
Aladdin.
Up.
Nice.
Nice.
I had to think about it for a moment, but I think for me it's Toy Story.
Oh,
Grew up on that.
There's a lot that I love, but Up is always...
I can't put a
Top
top
of my list.
whatever.
No?
No.
Beauty and the Beast?
Well, I mean, yeah, but
You watched that the most.
But no, Lilo and Stitch. I watched a lot.
I think Beauty and the Beast has been my favorite live-action remake.
Really?
From Disney.
Interesting.
Okay.
We'll get in a little bit of that. Yeah.
It's the singing that gets me.
The singing that got me in this one.
Oh, dude. So I don't want to start yet off on just Snow White because I want to make a meal out of that whole thing. But I do want to talk. I want to start off with the electric state. For those who aren't familiar, me and Rudy do another podcast called The Hype Attack. And where can people find us?
We are on YouTube at the Hype Attack Podcast. We're also on socials at the Hype Attack Podcast, both on Instagram and TikTok.
And is that audio only, Rudy?
Oh no, full video episodes up on YouTube. But we do have audio in case you don't want to watch four floating heads scream at you about why you should like these movies.
They're
or
pretty big
whatever.
heads too.
Massive. We don't give you enough credit, honestly. I like every other episode.
What are you talking about?
About
You guys are
managing the
constantly
podcast.
giving him
Yes.
credit.
He needs more credit. Yeah. There's just some of the stuff you do where you're just like, I just did it. I'm like, that looks amazing. That's funny. It's great. I like it. It ups
He
it.
says,
Well,
I
thank
just
you.
did it. And then, like me, he's like, look what I just spent the last 4 hours doing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Editing's hard, which is why YHST will not be full video episodes
That's hard.
until for a while. So I want to cover the electric state first. Again, on the Hype Attack, we had a full fucking argument. We had a full discussion on that one and Trap, but that one got surprisingly deep. We didn't think we were going to cover that for a long time, and it turned out to be like 45 minutes.
When I finished watching this, I'm like, I don't know if we can drag a whole episode out of this because we talked about seeing it.
Yeah.
And we just kept peeling it back layers. Like, it's not a layered story, but the layer of the badness goes.
So we'll
deep.
We'll nutshell it here. Who wants to kick it off? You want to kick it off? What were your immediate thoughts on the electric state?
My first thought was this is better than Trap.
Oh, definitely.
No, I'm
100%.
sorry. I got that backwards. Trap is better than this. I like Trap more than
Really?
I didn't even know you watched that
what?
Trap.
Trap.
Because I told you that I wanted to see it.
No, you did not.
Really did.
I am.
Before it was even in theaters, we talked about seeing it.
I apologize. I will watch it again with you.
It's fine.
YHST destroying marriages left
It
and
was
right.
it was content that like I
I
completely forgot
understand
that
some things
we.
you have to watch. So.
Well, I didn't have to watch it, but I mean, after
You do
build
bring it
up,
upon yourself. That was
the build
pretty
up
funny.
between Isaac and Jermaine, like I had to watch it.
But you like Trap more than Electric
Yes,
State.
I like Trap more than Electric State.
Why?
Funny.
Electric State was just a big McDonald's cheeseburger. It was just like a lot of calories, but there wasn't a lot in it.
Yeah. Let's get into that.
No
Very
nutrition.
very formulaic, rather soulless. They tried. They really tried.
I fell asleep, and then you said we were going to talk about it, and I still didn't feel the need to rewatch it.
No,
Like, now I'm
But
good.
Yeah.
but
Agreed.
tell us how you feel about Chris Pratt though.
Oh, I don't like him.
I don't think anybody likes
Bugs
him.
the crap out of me.
No.
I loved him when he first burst on the scene in Parks and Rec, and then he started getting roles and roles in the Star Lord. Like that was the height of my.
Yeah, it was like a good for you, bud
Yeah.
moment.
I think after Star Lord, it all went to his head. And
I think he almost, he thinks he's too funny.
And so this is a Russo brothers movie. It's a giant budget, $320 million. God, I mean, we could dissect that, but which we did on the Hype Attack. So I don't want to beat a fucking dead horse. But some of these people, it's a huge cast, and Chris Pratt, being Chris Pratt, I mean, he's known for being Star Lord. He's known for being funny, but he's also been like different iterations of soldiers in different war movies, which surprisingly he's actually good at. Because he can kind of tamp down the funny. But he is Star-Lord. It's a what if Star-Lord never left Earth. This character that he plays. I don't even know.
that makes sense, though.
I remember no one's character. Do you remember anyone's name in this movie?
Mr. Peanut. That's it.
I was about to say, Mr. Peter was great, and even after when I saw his name in the credits, I was like, "That's why I liked him so much."
Yeah. It took me a minute. Usually I'm really good about going like, oh, Hank Azaria, I plucked out. I go, I know that the voice of Amazemo or whatever it was.
I was absolutely terrible this whole movie. When the credits rolled, I was like, I had to rewind and pause. I'm like, that was him.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
I think during the movie, I had to research whose voice was who because I thought the voice of the burger guy was what was his name? The character that played the actor that played Winston in New Girl.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah,
Lamorne Morris.
Yeah, I thought it was him, but it wasn't. I was disappointed.
Yeah, it wasn't even for that one in particular. Like he's been, I don't know the actor's name actually was that guy. For a second I thought it was Keegan Michael Key. He had that same.
Isn't that key to his voice?
I lost the word. Jesus, again, I don't want to go too dissecting into it. But some of the things that are very familiar is it felt derivative. And Rachel, I know you haven't seen a lot of movies, but have you seen Steven Spielberg's AI or iRobot, the one with Will Smith?
No.
Ready Player One?
Yes.
Surrogates. That's a deep cut, by the way. Surrogates.
I loved Ready Player One.
But did you feel a little bit of that in this?
I felt like
Was
it
she
was a
When you were
bootleg
awake?
attempt.
When you were awake, did it feel like that?
Yeah, well, I just felt like we've seen this concept.
Left and right, to the point where like the entire movie felt safe. Like they didn't really take any risks.
What was a risk?
It's full, you know what? Fucking full spoiler to the very end when you think that like, okay, she let the brother die. I don't want anybody to watch this movie, so full spoilers.
It's terrible.
You know, the brother dies. You go, oh, well, cool, good for them. They took a jump. You know, little emotional impact, and then like his robot version is alive. And,
It pops up.
God damn it! Were they trying for? They're gonna try for a sequel. I don't see this movie taking off.
Wait, what?
The robot version was probably a better version.
There's
anyways. He was so cute.
absolutely no way this movie's getting a sequel.
No.
Better not.
Absolutely no way.
I'm happy that this movie is not successful because the way that the story was executed, the concept's interesting, but the execution of it was lazy, formulaic. It was too familiar. It was the big McDonald's cheeseburger. It was, it tried to please everybody.
I didn't even like the concept.
Can I ask you a question? Did you pull your phone out during this movie at all? While we were sitting there?
I don't think so, but I fell asleep pretty early.
And I'm not going to lie, I was falling asleep during so many parts of this movie.
I was on my phone halfway through. Yeah, after like they went into like the mall with all the robots, I was like, I'm done. This is it. I'm walking out.
Yeah, I think I made it a little past that.
It had a really hard time trying to keep my interest.
It was one of those movies where I felt like, oh, put this on in the background while you do while you do life.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad
And
though?
don't pay too much attention to it.
Yeah.
And then when the movie's over, oh hey, that was a decent movie because you didn't watch half of it.
Yeah,
because
you know as
phased
much
out.
as anyone else to
like the-
watch.
It's like the background noise that you need when you need to clean the house and you're like, I just need something in the background so I can hear.
But the reason why I'm happy that it didn't succeed is, yes, the budget's massive, and that means all our Netflix fucking subscriptions goes up. Thank you, Russo brothers, yet again.
How dare you? I saw how much I'm getting charged for this. How dare they go up?
But I hope that they fucking cut that shit out. Support us, please. Yeah, you can buy us a bucket of popcorn and Venmo, or the increased subscription to all the damn things we're streaming to. But the reason why I'm happy that it didn't succeed is hopefully they can stop making these movies that are completely soulless. I mean, they look great. The visuals are amazing, but no one's going to give a shit about that. No one's going to I'm going to watch the thing just because the CG looked really good. That's not the drawing point.
No, I mean, for some people it is, but the CG was really good in this movie.
Really good.
Like the visual effects was really good. I was looking at that, and then I read an article that the Russo brothers got, like, this prepared them for the Avengers movies they're going to do, and I'm like, no. And then they're like, because of the way we did the visual effects, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Take that lesson with you.
Yeah.
Just the visual effects. That's it.
They know how to make an MCU movie, but and it felt like one of those things where they just plugged in all the obvious stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go too further into it. It's the overall feeling of it is it's whatever, and I don't think I could strongly recommend it to anybody because you're just going to sit through
Absolutely not.
2 hours of like sludge
Nothingness.
and shit that you've seen before, which makes me curious if any because we're millennials and so we've seen all the things that this is derivative of. But the younger generation I'm pretty sure hasn't seen AI or iRobot, Ready Player One, maybe, or Surrogate. So maybe these ideas are completely new to them.
I don't know that I want this to be their introduction.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's a great point.
I think all I want after this movie is commercials from Mr. Peanut. That's it. Use that one and that's it.
Woody Harrelson, you have a job. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's that for the Electric State. If you want to hear a more drawn out conversation, we really get deep into some of that shit. Go to the Hype Attack.
Woody's made Mr. Peanut and Twinkie tons of money.
Yeah. So the main reason that we're actually here today is not just for friendship and for hugs and kisses, but for
El Pollo
And I'll play a
Loco.
look. Fucking tickle my fancy on that one.
but because we all came together to watch
No way.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarves.
No, it's just Snow White.
Is it just Snow White?
It's just Snow White.
You were getting me on
I don't
that.
think they're calling them dwarves.
Snow White and
Snow
those
White.
7 little people. After 87 years, this is the 24th live action iteration. Can you name at least 2?
This is the what?
The 24th live action iteration
I can't
Can
name
you
any.
2 of any Disney movie?
of
Just
Snow White.
Of Snow,
Snow
White.
White.
I have
Oh.
absolutely no idea.
No,
Did- Did Brandy do a version of Snow White?
A
I thought that was
Just
Cinderella.
Yeah.
Cinderella. Well, then I don't know.
That's
There's more-
what Disney was testing
There's
out the
more
color
of
changes.
Cinderella than I can remember of Snow White.
I feel like you're gonna name one, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah.
No, for
Does
sure.
Does the TV show count? Ever After or whatever?
Oh.
You know what? Yeah, I actually did see that pop up on a TV show.
1 point.
1 point for Rachel.
Anyone else?
Which I really liked that TV show, even though I didn't finish it.
Yeah, that could be on our rewatch.
I feel like I'm
list.
cheating because I can kind of see his
Well,
screen,
don't
so
look
I
at
don't
the
want to go.
guts.
That's
You
why I
are
said
cheating.
don't.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I already got one, so
You're gonna fucking say it. I'm like, oh yeah, I did it.
Mirror, Mirror with Lily Collins.
What?
With who?
Lily Collins,
Phil Collins' daughter.
and oh my God, I forgot her name.
There you
Pretty
go.
Woman.
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts.
There you
Thank
go.
you very much. What about Snow White and the Huntsman?
Was that one with Lily James?
No, you can't. That's it was Blinky. It's
With Kristen.
Stewart.
Oh,
It's
Blinky.
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 Yeah. She's like, I have the fairest eyes of them all.
Kristen Stewart and Thor, right?
Yeah, the
Oh.
Huntsman. Which then you
Hemsworth?
get a spin off that nobody was asking about. The Huntsman.
I remember that.
The fuck was that? I was looking
Wait.
back at this, dude. Some of these things. There's one called oh damn it, where was it? Sydney White. It's a grounded whatever real life version or whatever.
I'm
Of,
looking at it right now. Like,
you see
what
it
the hell?
with Amanda Bynes.
Socially awkward outcast out to the queen of
She's
their
so
own game.
freaking awkward now. Oh my god.
I love her
Lord.
nails that she's doing though.
God, the first Snow White movie, by the way, not this one. This is the very, very first one, not animated, live action. Snow White in 1902. God, this thing goes way back. So
Oh damn.
it's safe to say that everybody loves Snow White and want to see more of it. But did we want to see it in this form? Morenos, what did you think about the movie?
Go ahead, sweeties.
I didn't think it was bad. I would not say it's something that I think people have to go to the theaters to see.
Mhm.
It's one of those curious, saw it, I'm good. I don't think I need to rewatch it. I didn't like Rachel. But not because of the whole, she doesn't have the fair white skin.
Mhm.
I felt that her eyes always looked confused or like depressed.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I see Snow White as more of a like happy, hopeful. Yeah. And wasn't it her that did that little
Gliding
like
across the
I wish
room.
we were on
that
video.
little tune with the birds? And
Yeah.
she didn't do that in the movie.
I was so mad.
I always say that about certain Disney live action things where I'm like, you either go 1-to-1, you hold on to some of those beats that like pluck those heartstrings in everybody, and you miss them. Lion King fucking didn't do that. This one didn't do that. I was waiting for wishing for the one I love, and then this,
Someday my prince will come.
that's the one.
Rudy brought that up, but
Yeah.
now that I because I purposely didn't look anything up about Rachel and all that dramatic stuff because I didn't want it to form my opinion of the movie before I even saw it. So I looked it up afterwards, and it's because it wasn't supposed to be a prince saving her. They wanted it to be just about a powerful princess.
Well, that's the whole point. From the beginning, when they announced this movie, she was like, I get it. It's like 1930 something when they made this movie, and I don't want it to be that take because women this and female power and girl power. And I'm just like, give me just what I want. I don't care about the rest. I can do the rest myself.
Yeah, I feel like if they stuck to the original Snow White, it would have landed better.
Yeah.
But also, she didn't like the original Snow White. She
Yeah.
said she watched it once and never watched
She
it again.
bashed on the whole thing on all those interviews before they even went into production.
And then they left a verse out of Hi Ho
Yeah. Oh.
that personally offended me.
Which verse?
It was the one about digging.
Tick, 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 tick.
No, I totally missed that.
Me too.
Totally random. Speaking of the dwarves, did the dwarves in the first one have superpowers where they can make geodes glow?
They're dwarves. They're magical. They're magical forest creatures.
But like with their
Did you
hands
say
glow?
that like a matter of fact?
Like they live a long time and they have a special affinity for the earth. So it's a thing.
Okay.
I mean, just that expression of them doing that
Yeah,
probably was for that movie. But I was like, oh, look, they're magic. They're
Who's your
showing the
favorite
magic.
character, Rudy?
Who's my favorite character in that movie?
Yeah, the one you were like, I like that guy.
Grumpy.
Dopey.
Who did I say? I
Happy.
The crossbow guy.
Oh yeah.
The king of the crossbows or whatever it was.
I'm the king of the cross.
What was his name?
Oh, yeah.
Scout or something like that.
Yeah,
Rebel.
he tickled
I am
me.
the rebel. Blah. King of the crossbow.
I mean, some of the songs, like how are the original songs? How are we feeling about those? Forgettable?
I haven't seen the original Snow White in so freaking long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't even tell you which ones were the original or not.
Really?
I didn't think any of the songs were really that bad, I guess. It was weird hearing Gal sing.
Gal.
Oh.
Like, especially because of that accent.
Yeah.
Her whole song number like just was grating. Like I'm like, oh, who greenlit this? Who told her? Oh, yes, queen.
Yas,
That's it. Slay. Oh my god, it's so good. We should do it again. We should put it in the movie twice. Like no, like no. Like that fully like picked me up out of the movie, and then I had to like concentrate to get back in because I was like, stop it. You're so pretty. Stop it.
I liked the way she turned into the old little witch.
I had an issue with that little part. I wanted the cackle,
Because in the
She
original,
did cackle like a little bit as they were like pulling out
but I want like the chesty cackle.
the full on.
the
Yeah.
chest cackle.
I don't think
The
she,
phantasmic cackle.
I don't think she's
Yeah.
equipped for the chesty
I don't think so.
cackle.
It's all in the face.
I mean, she could just talk, right? And it just turns to the cackle.
Because like I wanted that to be made more of a meal out of.
I wanted it to be a little bit more grotesque.
Yeah.
A little bit like a body.
But they did like that. They did like the Michael Jackson face morph thing, and like that was
Yeah.
it. I don't know if the big nose would have worked in her witch form, but
Easy there.
what?
You know, too close.
What? Hollywood? What's run by? Disney?
Is it because she's Jew? It's okay. It's fine.
Oh, see?
But
You
we
just
don't.
got
Canceled.
canceled.
No,
Edit
but,
point
but here's
there.
the thing. But we
Canceled.
don't.
Never
like
mind
it.
on the Venmo, guys.
We've just been
We get
endorsed.
We get more like here you
Endorsed by the
go.
wrong person.
And I was thrown off because it was narrated by fucking Olaf.
Josh Gad.
Yeah, I
did
couldn't.
Was it Josh Gad?
Yes, it was.
I couldn't
What?
stop hearing Olaf. I was like, oh my god, really?
Did you realize that at the beginning or the end?
The beginning, as
Okay.
soon as it started, I was like,
Because you
Olaf?
didn't
Wait,
say anything till the end.
Samantha?
Am I
don't
right
even know
now years
Samantha.
old that I did not know that he voiced Dopey?
He didn't voice Dopey
Yeah.
because I'm looking at the voice actor for
was-
Dopey, but the narration from the beginning and then the storybook at the end was him.
I hate
But
it.
wasn't it Dopey reading out of the book at the end?
Yeah. So
So they dubbed it over, even though he had his own voice actor.
because in the beginning I thought I'm like this voice is very like feminine in a way. Is it? Or yeah, and then they
Yeah, it's
showed
got that little
Dopey at the
feminine.
end reading, and I'm just like, this doesn't make sense at all. What is going on?
Overall, this movie felt like a mash between two different movies. I think it started off strong. I grew up with the original, and there's just like this feeling to that type of movie in the 30s and Disney. It's hard to capture in a live action, so I was really apprehensive of seeing this.
Why'd they name the prince Jonathan?
But he's not a prince. He's just
Yeah,
a
and
regular
that
old
too.
dude.
the male lead
Like, I'm like, oh, he's Prince Charming. Like, just keep it.
is Prince. Okay, like we had this conversation. Is Prince Charming the Snow White prince,
Oh,
or is he the Cinderella prince?
Well, I looked it up on Google and it said Cinderella, but I'm pretty sure it's Snow White because in Ever
You looked it
After,
up, but then you said
Snow is with
the only one I
Prince
remember
Charming,
is
right?
Prince Ariel.
And I know Philip was Sleeping Beauty.
Is it?
Hold on.
Please stand by as we Google
It
our
just says
facts.
Prince. He's just a prince.
It's a
They
regular
didn't
old
give him
dude.
nothing.
So then maybe I'm just assuming that he's Prince. Well, it's Prince Florian.
Apparently, at some point they gave him a name and it was Florian. I'm like, okay.
Okay, so he's just a prince. He's just a
Sure.
prince.
Same thing like the
So
queen.
then Prince
She's just
Charming is
evil queen.
Cinderella?
Like, did the townfolk not
Who's
realize
Disney
that's a bad queen when her name was Evil? First name Evil,
Evil queen.
you know? No, but the reason why there's a moment in the film where once she meets up with the dwarves and she's like, I don't want to put you guys in danger, so I'll leave. They go left, she goes right. Now, at this point in the movie, everything is either, a big extravagant set, so practical set, thrown in with some CG stuff here and there. And as soon as you get to the dwarves' cabin, it's like mostly CG and very fantastical. I'm like, cool. It actually worked in the realm of this movie, and it felt nice. And the entire interaction it felt like the original, and she felt like Snow White. And that's probably the only fucking moment that she felt like Snow White. Bless you. And then she takes a turn, as did the movie. All of a sudden, they're like in a real life forest. And then she meets the bandits, which look like the Echo Park LARPers or something like that. Like, which when I looked into it, apparently they were supposed to originally have been like the replacements for the dwarves, because there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. And there's a part in the movie when they all kind of meet one another, and it seems like they're meeting their counterpart. But that part of the movie, that not only like there's
But one of them was a dwarf.
oh, dude, don't even get me started on that.
Don't get me started on that.
I'm gonna get into that in a second. But at this part of the movie, Snow White is, and again, I'm spoiling everything. It's Snow White. You know what's going to happen. She is nice and, she's fair, but not fair skinned because the whole word fair in this movie isn't about external, it's about internal. Mm-hmm. I'll get into that in another fucking second. All of a sudden, she goes into the real forest, turns a sassy to 11. Back talking the prince, and he's being an asshole, which that whole love interest chemistry I didn't feel.
It's because it's not and that's what I don't understand. Like, she's not supposed to be saved by this man, but yet you still went with true love's kiss.
Yeah.
How does that work?
How do you change that?
The prince still saved you, even though he wasn't a prince.
Mm-hmm. Well, he woke her ass up, and then she went and overthrew the government. So
yeah, she wouldn't have been
so
woken up without him, though. That's the point.
It wasn't a total like, oh, the man had to come and save you, and then go fight for you.
But technically, he had to come and save her so she could wake up to go overthrow the government. Like, you still had a male figure. It's not fully female based, like girl power.
She was like, "Thanks, bro, for the kiss. I gotta go handle my shit."
I called him Robin Hood the whole time.
He did feel like that.
She wasn't realistic, and I know saying that is stupid in a Snow White movie, but I don't feel like if I ran across her, I'd be like, oh yeah, you're who I want to follow to fight the witch. Like, no. First of all, you look confused half the time.
You popped in my head, Rudy, when the way that
more.
Yeah, that's how I pay for my rides on the way here. When she overthrew the throne or whatever with talk ninjutsu.
Yeah.
Right?
It's talk no jutsu, but yeah.
Pardon me.
No. I'll accept it. I'll allow it.
But you popped in my head with that. I was like, she did nothing.
She won through the power of friendship.
Yeah. She cleaned a house. She was a therapist for these 7 little people for a minute. Wandered off for a bit. Talked back to this guy who was just trying to be chill. Their whole dynamic was off. She goes back, eats an apple, dies.
And then the crossbow guy kills the witch.
Yeah. He's the only one that really did anything.
Like, I know it's ingrained in the story, but couldn't the witch have just been like, here, eat this apple, and while she's taking it, just stabbed her in the throat and be like,
all of the above.
Be like, cool, it's over. So she's not coming back. No, sleep.
Once you bring a lot of these fairy tale
She'll
things,
never have true love.
yeah, I know. Not a chance. Like, or kill her. When you bring a lot of these storybook things into real life, you start poking at some of these.
Well, one of the stupidest ones, and Rudy was rolling his eyes at me. I was like, in the beginning, she gave, when she was the little girl Snow White, she gave another little girl the crown, right? Later on, I'm like, why does that girl still look 10, 15 years younger than Snow White when they looked the same age before? So
and you still have that crown? How is it not crumbled?
The crown wasn't the part for me. It was like, how did you look the same age? And then all of a sudden, she's 15 years old.
Okay, the crown was still like, it was weathered. It was aged. I saw they tried to do that. She was older, but Snow White, I guess, looked older to you because the girl looked aged appropriately enough for me.
It had nothing to do with the race of Rachel. Like, that wasn't it at all for me.
I just
don't think she was a good choice.
I think the only reason I feel like she was a good choice for this was her singing. I do not like the whole auto-tune singing. Like in Beauty and the Beast, I don't like it. And any other movie that uses that, I just don't like it.
So, have you seen A Walk to Remember?
Yes.
Tell me she didn't sound exactly like Mandy Moore.
I don't...
Like, I kept, every time she'd sing, her mouth movements, the way she moved when she was singing, I was like, Mandy Moore?
She does Broadway, so I saw more of that come through because she is the Maria. And that's how when I hear her name, I'm like,
she was
Maria.
Good in that. West Side Story?
That's the only thing that I know her, like, it will both 2 and 2 together. She is my Maria.
Wait. Back up a second. There was auto-tune in Beauty and the Beast?
Bitch.
How did I not notice that?
Not
we're talking about the Emma.
I don't think Emma Watson can sing.
Emma Watson, wow.
Because when she's singing her parts, I'm like, this is very this way.
I don't think she's ever tried, to the best of my knowledge. So I can see, but I didn't hear it.
Well, compared.
Now we gotta go watch it again. Sorry.
No.
You're
gonna bring it up?
No.
Just gonna bring it up now.
No, I said I'm down to watch it again.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember a lot of it. I remember it didn't click for me. I didn't think Emma Watson was like, 'cause Belle's supposed to be so beautiful, whatever, that everyone's like, wow, and she's smart. I think Emma Watson's lovely, but I don't see her as Belle.
Emma Watson compared to Dan Stevens' voice is like a whole different comparison because Dan Stevens has an amazing voice. And also I think it just sounded very robot-y to me. Just to me.
I don't remember a lot of that movie, so I can't be like, here's why I don't like it. It just didn't, it didn't jive with me.
You also didn't like Mufasa, and I fucking love Mufasa.
Hated
so
Mufasa.
We're just
Hated it so fucking bad.
I'm waiting for it to stream so Rudy can watch it with me.
Yeah.
Mufasa. Say it again.
Sing one of the songs that was in that movie.
In Mufasa?
Yeah.
I don't know any of them. They were all original.
We never had a friend like you.
No, but I do.
No.
Yeah, that'll be like another trap. I want you to see. The dwarves. We just talked about it. They're all CG dwarves, and all of a sudden, I was like, okay, I'm in this world, I'm in this mindset of like, great, okay, Peter Dinklage got his voice in there with, don't use real dwarves for whatever reason, and so they didn't, and they went full CG. And as soon as I saw the first images of that, I was like, they're too cartoony. But then there's a part of the movie, a real little person pops up, and I'm like, oh, you could have just used little people. What the fuck does that mean?
Isn't the guy who voiced Grumpy, isn't he a little person?
Yeah, but they
Kiba.
They
could
didn't
have
want
used,
to because it's a woke Snow White.
Yeah, I felt like it would have been better if they were to use actual people instead of CG.
Well, they had to get their big old heads and their big old noses.
That was
Big
what was
prosthetics.
weird. Yeah, which the other movies have done. We talked about Mirror, Mirror, Snow White and the Huntsman, although I think it was Mirror, Mirror that used more. Everyone had prosthetics. But the voice acting and all the dwarves were cool. That worked. But they were just so disproportionate.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't work for me.
It felt very Roblox-y, very Minecraft-y
I
for some of them.
cannot wait to shit on Minecraft when that comes out.
Like their heads were very boxy. That's all I could think of.
But
It came out, and I saw it, and I'm like, oh, well, that's super weird. And then I just discarded it for the rest of the movie. I'm just like,
Except for Dopey.
whatever.
yeah, and then Dopey didn't have such exaggerated parts other than his ears, and like he had like so much emotion in him. He's the heart of the whole movie.
Like actually emoted with the eyes and everything. Like
But the dwarves itself just didn't it didn't do it for me. Now, like as far as like CG is concerned, when they're in motion and everything's all over the place and it's just like a flash of colors, it was it's hard to animate all that stuff. When it's just like a single up close and you can see all the details, it was impressive.
I didn't mind it. I even liked the Grumpy.
Grumpy's
I
hilarious.
think they nailed his character well. That was the only point in the movie where I got like a little relax when he was crying over something. I'm like,
Yeah.
stop it! Don't look at me.
They did land that part when she dies. Spoiler alert.
And there was like a classroom of children behind us that were noisy as shit the whole time. And there was a lady, grown ass lady, 3 seats down that was just talking the entire time. Like even Rudy kept looking at me because I kept going, "Are you freaking kidding me right now?"
Because I don't know who this movie's for, by the way, speaking of which.
yeah.
Well, it's fine. Like I don't care, but like if you're gonna take people to the movie theater, teach them how to act in a movie theater. But we saw like the 3:30 showing, so that's probably
so
why.
when all the kids are still
But
there.
still, don't take your kids to the movie theater and let them act like little assholes.
I feel like it's appropriate for certain, like when we went to go see Sonic at like 11 a.m. I'm like, there's kids. I'm like,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
yeah, whatever. You have to
We're a kids
have your
movie.
kid. And I think it's appropriate until a certain time. We did go to the movies like at 6:30, I think 7. And
Yeah.
there was a kid. Every once in a while, I would hear her say like, "Oh my god, woo, what now?"
Oh yeah, every time an animal came out, they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh," which cute. I
the
get it.
animals were cute.
I'm not mad at that part,
Yeah.
but it's like they were running back and forth in the aisle.
the running.
There was a little kid with the.
Yeah, and I was
Behind
like,
you,
"Are
I was
you
like,
kidding
oh,
me?" And never was a mom like, "Stop, sit down. People are watching the movie." So like, I feel like it would have been different if I heard the mom trying to correct them and it wasn't happening. I'd be like, "Oh, they're just a kid."
The moms are
But
outside at the bar.
parents
having
were
a drink.
not trying to correct them. And then the grown lady talking to 2 grown other people. I'm like, "You're old. Like you should know
it's
better."
Did you say
terrible.
shh to the lady?
No.
Why?
Because Rudy would have like elbowed me and like, "Stop, just watch the movie."
Ignore
That and
it.
I wasn't trying to fight anybody.
I mean, the only time I would fight someone for that. The only time I would like dismiss the child running around is like if they're autistic or something like that. Like there's times where we gone to the movies and we'll hear someone talking, then when the lights go on and everything, and we're like, I can't be mad at that. Like you can't.
No, there was like probably at least 10 kids. Like it was a lot of kids. And so I'm just like, you brought them all to see Snow White in the theater?
I honestly don't think the kids will enjoy this movie. I think that they'll grab their interest for a bit. Overall, could you recommend this movie to people?
No, because it made Dopey talk.
Go
Yeah.
How
There's-
dare they?
go see the controversy.
I
Really?
think watch
I
it.
guess.
Watch it after it's streaming for free.
Yeah. Yeah, I could easily say that.
Just because I know that there's a lot of people like me that are like, just because it's a Disney movie, I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
And it's not something that I will find myself watching again, but I wanted to know what it was about.
I thought it was fine.
Really?
Like I sat there and I'm like, okay, it's
That's what
it's
I'm like. It
Snow
wasn't
White,
bad.
and they made like a little like updates for the times or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like, but it's not a carbon copy of the original, which I guess people wanted in the first
I
place.
did.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like the structure was there. Not to say it had to be a scene for scene, beat for beat, and a lot of these live action movies tend to flesh out some of the things that the animated version doesn't cover. But then again, in that middle of the movie where it just feels like a completely different film that we're watching, and the tone shifts, it's kind of, for me, it felt like it was all over the place. I couldn't find that. Zegler didn't feel like Snow White for maybe a moment.
I have an issue with the Snow White outfit. It did not have long, like, why is she wearing long sleeves? The original did not have long
that's right,
sleeves.
huh?
So that's what threw me off. And I remember telling you on the way home, I was like, every time she would be in a certain scene, the dress felt like either a costume or an actual dress. And I don't know if it was the lighting or whatever, but I noticed that change.
Wasn't it something that they pulled off eventually? Because I think eventually I did see the shorter, like something changed.
Oh, I'm so
No, I think it was
fascinated.
just
I don't know.
like the material they used. Oh, sorry, the material they used, because it looks shiny in one part and then like matte.
And she ripped them off, and then she beat the
Yeah.
shit out of the queen. That's how she
At,
won.
at the beginning, it was whatever cover she had over the skirt that tore away, and it was just a pure yellow because there was something over that. But other than that, I don't remember.
Yeah, she had like a cape on, or I don't
I think
remember.
it's just
the-
if you have
rest of it.
AMC stubs and you have your 3 reservations a week, like sure, go
Yeah.
check it out.
But if you're gonna money-
pay for you and your kids to go see this and get snacks and all that, just wait till it comes out.
Disney has me losing more and more hope as these live actions come out. So these any more adaptations, like, oh boy, what's going to happen? It's either going to be beat for beat, or it's you're going to make something completely different. Like, I know we've had the other Snow White movies where they go, this is inspired from, but the fact that you go, like almost not comic accurate, but costume accurate, and it's looking
also-
like that, but then completely change it in the middle of the thing. It's like, whoa.
When you say you were losing hope for this, I'm like, you had hope in my head. You had hope in the first place,
Right.
Same.
I know.
When they started announcing this, I'm like, upgrade the animation. Like,
Yeah.
put a little more money into that and do like a sequel, like an actual fleshed out sequel, as opposed to these like straight to DVD releases that they did for
Yeah.
some of those movies. The live action stuff doesn't really for the Disney princess movie. Well, for all the Disney movies that were animated before, I don't think those need to exist.
And there's one coming out, Lilo and Stitch, coming out in May.
Even though that one kind of like, I'm like, okay,
There's controversy
it
with
looks-
that already,
It looks
too.
all right, but
Is there?
Yeah.
It's anytime there's a live action remake and they put anybody that has a different color skin
Nani.
shade that's not
Nani should have been
bright
dark.
white.
Yeah.
Oh, that
It's
was
like, oh,
Because there are a lot of Pacific Islander, especially in Hawaii, like that could have been Nani. And I think I even told you when we did our episode last week, I'm like, I want a Nani this way. There is
thicker. She wanted Nani thicker.
Yeah.
well, they're saying she's brown facing.
yeah. The whole thing. It's like,
Whoa.
yeah. So I'm like,
spray tan. Like I heard that.
so I'm just like, okay.
And then Moana live action is coming out. Like, I don't mind the live actions, most of them. I don't see a need for them, but I don't mind them once they're out.
Super hit or miss so far.
I was excited for this movie until I saw the first interview about it, and I was just like, I don't want this movie anymore. You can throw this in the trash and burn it. I don't care about it.
So, real quick, my mom is a really big fan of Snow White. She works at Disneyland, and she was like one of the main costumers for the stage show they did, that little Snow White thing. Absolutely loves Snow White. And I asked her this weekend, I was like, so are you going to see that movie? She's like, no, absolutely not. The original was fine. There's absolutely no need to
Very
do it again.
curious, like those who really love Snow White, how they feel about this.
And the fact that like for usually like the press tour and everything, the only people allowed on that red carpet were photographers. They didn't want to risk any protesters or anything.
Because all the political stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, okay, no, that makes sense because look at what happened when she got her star. Which, to be honest, I'm on the protester side for that one.
Oh, what happened?
She bought it.
Yeah. No,
they all do.
They all protested her because she's a Zionist.
Yeah, but was it like a big protest, or was it just some people yelling while she was getting her?
It's enough for it to be.
A guy had a sign.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
It's enough people to be. You could see her annoyance in her face,
Oh.
They
and
put
even
a pot
like,
tent to cover her.
yeah,
Any last thoughts on that movie?
don't see it. there was no glass coffin, and she was never in the forest with a glass coffin. They had it next to a lake. Don't do it.
Yeah. So she brought this up too on the drive back. I was like, I don't
Very
really care about the very
specific.
specific thing, but that's the whole point too. Is like I really want to hear what people who loved the original Snow White feel about this. Like what things were you precious about, and I don't know, just things that we might have missed. Very fascinated. But that means that we then get to move on to a segment of the show that I call Why Just Gets Fresh, where we alternate and guessing the Rotten Tomato critic and audience score, as well as giving our own personal rating on the aforementioned movies, Electric State and Snow White, from 0 to 100, 59 and below being rotten, 16 and above being fresh. The Morenos are going to give their thoughts, their ratings on these two movies. Rachel, our start with you.
That was so lame. I can't. You were so happy with yourself.
Thank you. Every single time.
Yuck.
So the Electric State, what was your personal rating? And then the critic and audience.
Like I said, I slept through most of it. The nap was 95%.
I'll factor
The
in that.
nap induced.
Okay, so I have to admit, I did see the other day, one of them was like 14% because Rudy had it up during the podcast. The other one I don't remember, but I'm thinking in the 40s.
Okay.
Okay.
Rudy?
I think I gave it like a 45, 50 on the hype. And then what did I think? The audience really liked it.
Yeah, they really liked it.
And I was like, oh, no. Like, personally, no. And then I was nowhere near the critics'
No.
score.
We all surprisingly gave it a little higher than the critics. So critics rating was 15%.
Oh, it went up one?
And the audience liked it at 71%. So way above fresh.
71?
Oh,
The
it was
fudge.
73 when I saw it. And I'm like, no.
It went down then. That 1%
That's-
went to the other.
I feel like that's literally just Chris Pratt fans.
I think that's also
Yeah.
71% of America that likes McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Or maybe they just
I
like
mean-
it for Mr. Peanut.
I mean, they
was also
they
really
taste
weird.
fine, but I'm left wanting more after. Like, that was not satisfying.
It was weird hearing Millie cuss.
Did she drop it?
11. She dropped an F-bomb.
Did she?
Yeah.
That's when she woke up. Snow White. Rachel, personal rating?
Just be honest.
Yeah.
Let it fly.
I know. We're not going to go.
Yeah, we're not gonna be like,
my
oh my
God.
God, yeah.
You believe her?
We're not going to shame you.
it's your
I don't have that
personal
button.
opinion.
63.
I don't have
For your personal
63 personal?
Yeah.
and critics
35.
and audience.
Oh, I was going with the audience for mine. 63.
Rude.
So, critically, I think maybe it's around...
Well, your personal.
Oh, my personal? I was thinking maybe it's around 65 to 70. It was a movie. Like, it wasn't bad. I was sitting there waiting to be like, ugh, like, ugh,
Yeah.
like to throw up, and I didn't. I'm like, okay, they did it. What else?
Critics?
Critics score. I think the critics might have liked this a little bit more than the Electric State. So I think maybe they're somewhere around 40. No, audience is 40. I think critics are somewhere in the 60s.
Oh, we should have flipped that around.
Really?
Yeah, critics of 44%, audience of 74%.
Audience is 74.
Yeah.
See,
That one surprises
I
me.
was 60, 65, 70.
I do want-
How
This
many
is-
children are they asking about these
Yeah.
ratings?
Who do
how
they
many
pay?
kids have their email
Because
accounts?
yeah,
like the very
the 10
non-scientific
kids when I
polls
walked
here.
out, everyone's like, "Did you like it?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like,
90%.
Once the credits roll, so sometimes when me and Alva watch a movie, I'll not give off anything like that, like how I'm feeling about a thing. So I'm just like to myself, I'm watching it, not making any kind of movements or whatever. And then the movie's over, and she turns to me and she goes, "What do you think?" And I go, "It's cool. It's cool. It's good."
I think this is the first Disney movie that didn't make me cry. Mufasa.
Yeah.
It made me tear up a bit.
"Yeah."
I didn't tear up for anything. The parts that it had me, it like lost me right after. Like it'd be right after.
I don't feel like it ever had me.
Yeah.
You thought you had me. You never had me. Name the
I
movie.
mean, maybe when Grumpy was crying a little bit,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh."
I think it was when
Yeah.
Dopey got bullied.
Dopey.
I'm just like, why? But it wasn't like, oh my God, he's getting bullied. It's just like, oh,
What would
weird.
you give? What would you give it? Personal. Obviously.
32.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd have to float it around 40. Yeah, just based off like technical aspects of it. But yeah, I'm about to give it 40. I'm around where the critics are. So anyway, so that is why HST gets fresh. And of course, we usually like to do a little bit of trivia and test your guys' knowledge
I'll
on
take it. It's fine.
both
I'm
of
gonna
you.
embarrass myself here if I haven't already.
So, well, since we're talking Snow White, we will start with Snow White, and guys can jump in. So I'll go back and forth in a minute, but I want to jump in first. when do you guys think the original Snow White debuted?
It's 20 something, 30 something.
Rachel, do you
It's
take his
23
answer?
23 or 32.
30 something.
Oh, give me a final number.
Can I do
34.
You're closest though, so you get a little bit of bonus points. 1937.
Oh, okay. I was a little
Yeah,
early.
all of 80 something years ago.
I was a little
87.
premature.
Now
Sorry.
this one, I want you guys to go back and forth. Name the dwarves.
I'm laughing because they were like A to Z, Z to A. Like,
I did write it down alphabetically. Extra points for alphabetical.
Oh, there's no way.
I'm not doing it alphabetical. But Doc, Grumpy, Dopey, Sneezy, Sleepy,
Bashful.
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 Did I say Grumpy already?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You missing
One
one?
more.
You're
Gopher.
missing one. Oh my God,
Gopher's
you're missing my favorite one.
Oh,
No, wait.
Sneezy, sleepy, happy.
Oh, I didn't
grumpy.
say happy. Happy.
there you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got it. I struggle with that. We tested each other a while back, and I cannot just off the top of my head fucking
The
name them.
dwarfs and the reindeers. You have to know them all.
Oh crap!
I couldn't do the reindeers either.
That one I know from the song.
So since
Comet and
Go,
Cupid
hit me
and
with
Donner
it.
and Blitzen.
No, I don't know.
I'll put the song in the.
And do you recall? No, I'm just kidding.
Your favorite reindeer of all?
Yeah. Most famous reindeer.
Olive.
of all.
Olive, the other reindeer.
Stupid.
You remember that one? Disney, Olive, the other reindeer.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what I'm talking about. You haven't
No.
seen that? All right, let's go back and forth then. So since you answered it correctly, Rudy, I'll start with you. We're going to do 7 questions. Easy questions. What is the cutest little town in Carburetor County?
Oh my God.
Wait, this is a Snow White question?
No.
it's
That's-
a
sorry.
Disney-
You
Think
son of a
Sean.
bitch.
Think
Now
Sean.
it's all-
Think
hold-
Sean.
No,
Now-
no hints.
Relax.
Hold on, Jesus Christ. You have a microphone. I can hear you yelling in my goddamn ear. God. Disney questions.
Okay.
Disney trivia.
Oh, okay, relax.
He needs to finish it.
It's Radiator Springs, right?
Man, all right, there you go.
Jeez.
Oh, man, I got to learn to hit that button. Rachel, what was the name of Walt Disney's first cartoon character?
Is it Oswald?
Yes, it was. Rudy, what are the 3 mountains in the Magic Kingdom?
Frontierland,
The mountains.
Mountains.
Matterhorn, the Matterhorn, and the Matterhorn.
Thunder. Thunder Mountain.
Big
the
that
steel.
that
space.
That shit counts. Space Mountain, Matterhorn, and Thunder Mountain.
Thunder.
Are those them?
No.
Does Magic Kingdom have Matterhorn?
Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, and
Oh, yeah,
Splash
they don't have
Mountain.
Matterhorn.
Big Thunder.
But Splash Mountain is no
It's
more.
not Splash Mountain anymore.
Oh, that's
Tiana's
Tiana's
Bayou
Bayou.
Adventure.
yeah. I guess half points then. I'll consider you getting that one wrong. Rachel, which classic movie is Wally a fan of?
I haven't seen Wally in forever.
But I wanted just to be known. I didn't choose these questions. She did.
The
And they
question
were
shows you.
They were
Oh,
harder. They were so much harder. It's like no one's getting that one.
I don't know.
You want to steal it?
No, I don't
You would know that. I didn't know
can
it.
Have you
say-
even
can I
seen
say?
Wally?
Yeah, I've seen
Oh.
one.
Alva,
Hello, Dolly.
she would. Ready? Mike and Sully joined which fraternity in Monsters University?
Oh shit! I
Yeah,
don't know.
let's get a little harder.
Uh,
You know it, huh? You knew. I
Like
don't know.
Monster U is
Like-
the school.
Yeah,
the Tri Lambdas. I don't know.
It's something with scare,
Lambda,
right?
lambda, lambda.
it is Uzma Kappa.
Who's
Who's
my
my cap?
The answer was Uzma Kappa.
Sorry, I threw that nerds reference in there. No one got it, so wipe my ass.
I'm sorry,
I'll have to
Rudy.
listen to it in post. I'll isolate it and amplify it.
Say it again for us, Rudy.
For us.
No, the lambda, 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 the Tri Lambs. That was there. You Revenge of the Nerds.
God damn it. That sounded familiar. My bad. This is
I know Llama 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 from Jimmy Neutron.
Jesus.
a booger.
Llama Llama Llama.
All right,
Hey,
then.
Jimmy's mom.
I'm peeing in the shower.
There's Jimmy's mom. What did I leave off?
Stop
did-
looking at
you.
me like that.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Who sang I'll Make a Man Out of You and Mulan?
The general guy.
I didn't know this.
I don't know his name, but
The actual singer.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Donny Osmond. Remember that guy?
I was gonna say Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Wow.
He's in that movie.
He's Mushu.
But it wasn't in live action. And lastly, Rudy, who was the first female Pixar lead?
Lead. Mrs. Incredible.
No, it should be
She's not-
supporting.
Yeah, she's not a lead.
supporting.
That'd be Mr. Incredible.
I'm
Lead.
patriarchy shit.
You want to steal? You want to steal it?
Lead. It wouldn't be Jessie, would it? No.
Not supporting too.
She's supporting.
Like a full on like
Movie.
this is her movie.
Yeah.
The clock went. I'll give you a little extra time.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know.
Merida. Brave.
Merida.
Merida. Yeah. Well, there you
That
have
was
it.
a Pixar
I've
movie?
never seen Brave.
Same. I've never seen
You
it. I
haven't
don't
seen
feel like
it?
I want
You
to.
haven't
I
seen
haven't
that?
seen it. Mm-mm.
And that's what we do here. We cover movies on the
Ask
Grown List of
impossible
Films.
questions.
Whatever.
All right. You guys ready to wrap it up? Any last words about any of the things that we talked about?
Don't listen to Isaac. Form your own opinions.
I have.
Don't see it.
I will cut that out.
See it. Out of curiosity, see it. Don't pay to see it. See it.
That's fair.
I was waiting for the woke mind virus to invade.
Yeah.
That everyone is so up in arms about, and just, I mean, there was
Agreed.
It was about female empowerment a
Yeah.
little bit, but they didn't.
Nothing was thrown in your face.
Yeah, they didn't beat you over the head with it. So I'm like, okay,
Same.
so why are we complaining? And then I go to Twitter. I'm never going to call it.
Oh yeah.
I'm never going
you
to call it
did say-
X. But you go to Twitter and see these people just lamenting the fact that she was in it and that she wasn't the snowest white, the whitest snow.
The fairest of them all.
Yeah, and I kind of get that, because Gal
Her hair
Gadot versus Rachel Ziegler. I'm like, okay, Gal Gadot is not losing that fight. The fairest of them all.
I know, right?
I'll say,
Yeah.
but
Because it was fairest on the inside, Rudy.
I don't understand just the hate. Like, I understand the hate because it's warring ideologies now, and everything has to either fall to the left or the right. But this one didn't need to be a battleground for that, and I think
I feel you on that one.
I feel like it's everybody looking for a reason to hate something.
Can I say my opinion based on one comment that I read
No,
on
not
Letterboxd?
like
Do
it's
it.
your podcast or anything.
There's a comment on Letterboxd that I just saw right now. Is Gal Gadot is one of those actors that makes me feel like I could also make it in this business.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I mean, she kind of is though. Like,
Yeah.
You posted supercuts of just wooden acting, and I'm like, okay, so like I understand like the people look at her and be like, oh well, she's not winning any
Academies.
Oh, I was gonna say Grammys for some reason. She's not winning any Academy Awards for best drama, but like I don't hate her.
Yeah. I don't
also-
think
we're-
she's terrible.
She's
Do I
not
think
elevating the
best?
material,
No.
but she's not bringing it down to a level where I'm like, oh no.
Can't believe Gal was in that.
Can't
I was
believe
actually
she-
excited to see her.
Except her singing.
I was too. I remember when we covered the trailer and the first
I
looks,
loved the
whatever
look.
it was. Yeah,
her
I
look was
like,
amazing.
I like how they
Wow.
went back to like the original evil queen, but that's about it.
Yeah, I can't strongly recommend this to people. I don't, but I mean, to echo what you had said, I don't think it's so horrible that you need to completely avoid it. But if when it's streaming on Disney Plus, I think it's something to form your own opinion on. Yeah.
And don't take apples from strangers.
Why would you? Why would you even take up?
Dude,
For the
Dumb.
long journey.
the witch was like, and fentanyl dip. All right. There you have it. There it is. That's what we thought about the goddamn movie. Form your own opinions. For those of you who follow us on social media at
YHSC Pod.
do that so you can let us know what you thought about these things. And again, if you want to support us, do it on Venmo at.
YHSC Pod.
And if you like what we do and you like discussions of complete, utter fucking silliness, Rudy, tell people where to find the Hype Attack.
Once again, wherever you get your podcast for the audio, and on YouTube at the Hype Attack Podcast, all one word. We have our
Full video episode.
full video episode, season 1, 2, and 2 and 3. Because we went video on season 2.
And we're putting more content out
Yes.
on social medias.
Look for me in particular on Instagram at the Hype Attack, where I do my weekend hype. For lack of a better title so far. If you have any suggestions for my name, get at me in the DMs. Yeah.
Look for me in my room watching Gilmore Girls for the 15th time. I do nothing else, apparently.
And then if you're not doing that, in the meantime, let people know what movies are on your growing list of films that has people asking us the question.
Say that.
Later, guys. Jackasses.